Hello, my dear friends. This is Rajesh Mahapatra. I hope all of you are doing well and happiness. In this session, I will guide you what is reserved external static IP address in Google Cloud Platform and what is reserved internal static IP address in Google Cloud Platform. Apart from this, I will guide you what are the basic benefits for reserve internal and external static IP address in Google Cloud Platform. Let's get started. Guys, now I'll guide you what is the reserve external static IP address in Google Cloud Platform. In GCP, a reserved external static IP addresses is a public IP addresses you can permanently assign to a specific resources like a VM instance, load balancer or cloud SQL instances. This static IP remains the same unlike dynamic IP that constantly change and offers the consistent public accessibility, improved routing efficiency, enhanced security and simplified management for resources requiring stable connection to the internet. In GCP, a reserved external IP addresses is a feature that allows user to reserve a static public IP addresses for their project. This is useful when you want to ensure that your external IP addresses remain constant even if you stop and later restart your VM instances. Guys, as you can see here, some of the key points about reserved external IP addresses in Google Cloud Platform, like stability. When reserved an external IP addresses, it remains associated with your project until you explicitly release it. This provides stability for application or services that rely on a consistent IP addresses for external accesses. For an example, when you create a VM instance and assign it a reserved external IP addresses, the instance will always be associated with that IP even if it is stopped and restarted. This is useful for services that need a fixed IP addresses for DNS or firewall rules. Load balancer, guys, reserved external IP addresses can also be used with Google Cloud Load Balancer, provide a stable entry point for incoming traffic. Reserving and releasing, you can reserve an external IP address during its creation or reserve an existing ephemeral IP addresses. Similarly, you can release a reserved external IP addresses when it is no longer needed. Charges is like, guys, while reserved IP addresses is not tied to a running resources, you may incur charges. It is important to review the GCP pricing documentation to understand the cost associated with reserved IP addresses before implement in your project. And guys, the reserved external addresses are specific to a region. If you need a reserved IP in multiple regions, you would need to create a separate reservation for each region. Now guys, I hope so you understand what is reserved external IP addresses in Google Cloud Platform. Now guys, I'll guide you what is the reserved internal static IP addresses in GCP. A reserved internal static IP addresses assigned to a permanent private IP within your GCP network to a specific resources. Think of it as a dedicated internal addresses like a house number within a gated community, visible only to resources residing within the same network. The benefit of reserved internal static IP addresses in GCP like stable internal communication, improved routing efficiency, enhanced security, simplified management. Your resources always has to the same private IP, simplifying communication with other resources within the same network. Data packets flow efficiently within the network, minimizing latency for internal communication. And guys, the consistent IP as tasks like configuring firewall rules, managing resource dependencies, and troubleshooting network issues. Ideal for resources primarily communicating within the GCP network, such as databases, internal web server, application component behind a load balancer, resources sharing data within a private subnet. Now guys, I hope so you understand what is reserved internal static IP addresses in Google Cloud Platform. Thank you guys and see you in the next session and have a great day.